So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in this world, and welcome to another album review of the Chill Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're going to talk about a band that I didn't know about. I recently discovered because I got the promo for this record. This record is coming out this Friday, the 29th of August, and the band is called IHLO, and the album is called Legacy. They're a UK progressive metal band. So, I get a lot of promos, and sometimes I'm watching through them to see what catches my interest. And what caught my interest about this band, first of all, the album cover is great. I'll post it around here. And something else that I like, it says for fans of Caligula's Force, Periphery, like Tesseract, and that also piqued my interest because I like all those bands, and I'm like, yeah, this sounds interesting. So the band this is their first album in almost 5 years. So this album was 5 years in the making, and in true progressive metal fashion, it's a concept record. So the concept record and the lyrics are about this, like not future, like almost now society where like technology is used for bad and evil stuff, and the government rather make money of people than actually help them. So it's basically like a documentary. So this album is almost like, I think, like it's 10 songs and it's 68 minutes in length. So it's a long album at an hour and 8 minutes. But even though it is a long album, because there's albums that are long and feel long, this album really flew by fairly quick for me, even though it is a long album. So out of the 10 tracks, I'm really going to talk about 5 tracks in particular. So they had 3 singles that are great, and I will talk about those 3 singles that they put out. So when I was listening to this, music, sometimes when you listen to a lot of like progressive metal, you almost feel like a music snob. Yes, that's the image that comes to mind. So the tracks that they have as singles, you have Replica, Mute, and Empire. So Replica is, I think, is the second track on the record, and this song shows a more aggressive side of modern prog with that like djent sound, sparkled here and there. So I thought of a mixture of like a Tesseract meets Monuments meets Periphery, with some great clean vocals, by the way. And it's a great track, and I love the guitar tone on this song and on the record as a whole. So that's a great track. Then my favorite of the singles and one of my favorite tracks of this record is called Mute. And this song is like 8.5 minutes, and it has so many changes in ambience and atmosphere and tone that it really keeps you engaged. If I want to quote my contemporary reviewer notes reviews, there's big payoffs because he talks a lot about the payoffs, and this song rewards you with a great payoff almost at the end. So the song starts like slower with some great rhythm, bass, and drums to it, some amazing vocals, and also they use a lot of like they use some electronics to build that ambience and tone to it, and it goes like softer, which makes sense because the song is called Mute. And then almost at the end, it gets this amazing guitar solo that finishes the song on a strong note. And this album is full of amazing solos all around. And they're not just solos to show off, like, oh, I can do these amazing solos. No, they serve a purpose. So that's a great track. And that big climax at the last minute, oh, I remember I was like driving and listening to the song, and when that climax hit, I was like driving. I was like, ooh, that's the spot right there, hitting that sweet prog stuff. The right, just the right amount of progginess to make you happy. So great track. The song Empire, I love the bass that they have on the intro, and the bass on this album is they show it up front in a few sections in the album. Again, the vocals are great. This one in the vocal delivery reminds me of like old Dream Theater, like 90s Dream Theater in a good way. So I like that song. And also, again, at almost at the end of the song, there's a great solo to send this song on an epic fashion. So the next two tracks that I want to talk about are the album closers, because the album closers is like, with both tracks, it's like 18 minutes, so it's a big chunk of the record that they leave for the last. And with these progressive metal albums that are long, sometimes there's a little bit of like exhaustion if they're not done right. But actually, these tracks have so many like different changes that it keeps you engaged for the whole like 18, almost 19 minutes. And when I was listening to these last songs, I almost felt like I was having an outer body experience.
Big plans for us. We'll stay up late and braid each other's hair and use astral projection to dream share.
Yes, just like that, Muppets. An astral projection, if you will. So the last two tracks are called Legacy and Signals. So Legacy, it really builds momentum. It starts like more soft, and it goes through peaks and valleys throughout its 8 minutes. And almost at the 4 minute mark, you get an amazing synth part. And I like synths, especially if they're done correctly. And on this band used them at the right moments in the songs. And that scene keeps on going, and there near the end you get another amazing guitar solo, probably my favorite guitar solo of the whole album. And the song ends and goes into Signals, the epic 10-minute finale. So this one at the beginning, it seems like there's two dual vocals. It seems like there's also some female vocals. I'm not sure, but it sounded like there were two vocalists singing and going off each other. So this song really puts out everything, like all this. They put out everything on display that the band can do well on this track. You get great guitar work, amazing drumming, some synth work here and there, and the song really goes through peaks and valleys. Like I said, you get that huge emotional payoff at the end. And when this song ends, even though it's a long album, you feel like I want to listen to this shit again because it's that good. Probably one of my favorite prog metal albums released this year. So sometimes when I get, sometimes like if you're a reviewer, do not fall asleep, or maybe you see a band that you don't know. No, sometimes there's hidden gems there. And to me, this is a hidden gem of a record. So legacy, I think the concept really is all about what legacy we are leaving behind at this moment. So yeah, it's a great progressive metal album, and I want to listen to more from this band. They made me a fan with this record. So I want to know from you, Couchers, what do you think of ILO? I know they have an H, it's IHLO, but I think the H is silent. And the album Legacy. If you don't know the band, listen to them and let me know what you think. And if you know them, tell me which other of their albums I should check next. And if you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to give me a like and do not forget to subscribe. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm to get to more people like yourself. So until next time, couchers, this is Hector, the chill dude on the couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.